He accidentally found a pregnancy test in his wife's pocket when he picked it up. 2 red lines were clearly visible, but they had been married for 3 years and he had never touched his wife. He instantly thought his wife had cheated on him, so during dinner he pulled out the pregnancy test to ask his wife for an explanation, but his mute wife remained unusually calm and wrote the word divorce on a piece of paper. After seeing this, the husband exploded with anger, warning the woman that divorce was out of the question. The woman was completely confused why the president, who clearly didn't love her, kept her around and refused to let her go. She didn't know that the president was doing all this to protect her. She had loved the woman for 20 years because 20 years ago the president, who was poor, was bullied and was mute. The woman's appearance helped him from that day on. The president fell head over heels in love with her. Later, she became the president of a listed company and married the woman as well, but the president's current position had many people seeing him as their enemy. To keep her safe, he had to hide her identity and forced her to stay by his side for 3 years. The president had never touched her. This made the woman think that the president didn't like her at all. Today was their 3rd anniversary. The woman had planned to surprise the president but ended up finding a pregnancy test on the ground. Seeing the 2 red lines, he suddenly realized that the president hadn't touched him for 3 years because he had other women outside. The moment the president came home, he hastily put the pregnancy test back into his pocket and left angrily, but as soon as he left, the president took out the anniversary gift he had prepared and secretly put it into his pocket. Then he saw the pregnancy test inside and the 2 red lines. He was furious and during dinner, he directly brought it up to the woman to explain, but the angry woman thought the president was reminding her to step aside and immediately proposed divorce. Why doesn't he love her? But refused to divorce her. She didn't know that everything was due to the maid's scheming. They probably thought they would soon be divorced. The woman went back to her room and got more upset, so she sent another message to continue asking for a divorce, but both of them thought the other had betrayed the marriage and they argued over the phone. Suddenly, she thought of a way to retaliate against the president, as the president had even seen her private parts. The president was so angry that his veins bulged. He didn't know the person on the phone was his wife and rushed home. He immediately pulled up his wife's left shoulder and saw a red mole on her chest. Jealous, he took her into the room that night. The next day, to investigate the real identity of the hacker, the president had his subordinates develop a trap software. If someone called him for more than 1 minute, they could accurately find their location. That night, to lure the person out, the president took his wife to a banquet and unexpectedly met the person who liked the president. He deliberately threw himself into the president's arms to make the girl jealous, and this successfully provoked the woman. She turned around and called the president using her hacker identity, yelling at him. The woman couldn't imagine that the president's feelings for her were such that he would rather give up everything he currently had at that moment. The call had already exceeded 1 minute and the president had arrived at the door of the woman's room. Download the Daily Short app to watch full episodes for free.